Revit View Templates explained. How to create 3D presentation, floor plans, defaults, and temporary views. Hello and welcome to our new video. Today we'll show you how to create and properly use view templates in Revit, one for 3D presentation and one for floor plans, and we'll explain how these templates are used correctly in everyday work. A view template is a preset that saves all the settings of a view, so we can easily apply them to other views and keep everything consistent. We'll start by setting up a 3D view that will later turn into a view template. We open Graphic Display Options. We can do this either through the Properties panel or by clicking on the Visual Style icon at the bottom of the screen and accessing the options from there. Under Model Display, we choose Hidden Line because we want a clean and readable technical look. We enable smooth lines to soften the edges, and for silhouettes we select Beyond, which helps emphasize the outline of the model. Next, we move on to shadows. Here we enable both cast shadows and show ambient shadows. This gives the model more depth while still keeping a controlled, professional appearance. For sketchy lines, we can preview how they look, but we won't use them in this case since we're aiming for a clean presentation style. Next is depth cueing. In a 3D view, we can't adjust anything here, which is expected. Depth cueing is used in elevations and sections, where we can control how elements fade with distance. Here we can see that in an elevation view, depth cueing becomes available because the elevation is essentially a clipped view. We can adjust the fade start to define where the fading begins, the fade end to control where it stops, and the fade limit to set how strong the fading effect will be. This helps us visually push background elements back and improves the overall depth and readability of the elevation. Now we move on to lighting. Under lighting, we control how the view is illuminated. Ambient lighting controls the overall brightness of the view without a specific light source. Shadows add depth by showing where elements block the light. And now to realistic. It's important to know that realistic settings can only be adjusted when the visual style is set to realistic. If Hidden Line is selected, these options are not active. Since this view template is based on the Hidden Line visual style, we won't adjust them. For the background, we have several options available, but in this case we'll choose none. Next, we want to turn off the levels in the 3D view. We do this by going to Visibility/Graphic Overrides for 3D views, then switching to Annotation categories, finding levels, and turning them off. At this point, we can further refine the view if needed. Once we're happy with the view, we go to the View tab, then View Templates, and choose Create Template from Current View. We'll name it 3D Presentation. This opens the View Template dialog, where we can fine-tune the settings if needed. There are two additional ways to create a view template. One option is directly through Graphic Display Options. Once we finish adjusting the settings, we can choose Save as View Template. We'll name it 3D Presentation 2. The second option is through the project browser. We select the view we like, right-click on it, and choose Create View Template from View. After that, the rest of the process is exactly the same. We'll name it 3D Presentation 3. No matter which method we use, the result is identical, so it's best to choose the one that fits our workflow and feels most comfortable to use. Now we're going to assign the 3D Presentation View Template to this view. Under Manage View Templates, we can see all templates in the project and edit them further. View templates are grouped by view type, such as 3D views, floor plans, elevations, and so on. When we create a template, Revit automatically assigns it to the appropriate category. It's also important to note that view templates can only be deleted from this dialog, not from the Assign View Template menu. At this point, we'll delete the 2 extra view templates we created. When a view template is assigned, it's important to understand that we cannot edit any settings that are included in that template. That means we cannot change the view scale, detail level, visual style, or any other option that is controlled by the view template. If we want certain settings not to be locked by the template, we can do that by opening the view template and turning off include for the specific parameter. This way, the view still uses the view template, but that particular setting can be adjusted independently. For example, we'll now disable view scale and shadows in the view template. You can see that even though the view template is still applied, we are now able to manually change these two settings. However, in this case, we want both view scale and shadows to be controlled by the view template, so we'll turn them back on and keep everything fully standardized through the template. Now we'll create a view template for a floor plan. We again open graphic display options, select hidden line, enable smooth lines, and set the silhouette to beyond. In this example, we'll also enable shadows, but it's worth mentioning that using shadows in floor plans often depends on office standards. Here, we're enabling them just to demonstrate the option. Next, we don't want the elevation markers to be visible in this floor plan, so we turn them off. After that, we go to Visibility/Graphic Overrides and start adjusting the graphics. Here, we apply halftone to selected categories: doors, furniture, generic models, plumbing fixtures and equipment, specialty equipment, electrical equipment, and stairs, so that these elements are visually softer and don't dominate the drawing. Garage doors are set to be transparent to improve readability. Once we're satisfied, we create the view template, which is automatically categorized under floor plans, structural plans, and area plans. If we want a view template to be applied automatically to every newly created view, we go to Edit Type and select the desired template under View Template applied to new views. New views are dependent on template remains checked, so new views fully follow the template settings. It's important to understand the difference between creating a new view and duplicating an existing view. When we duplicate a view that already has a view template assigned, the duplicated view will inherit everything from the original view, including the view template. However, if we duplicate a view that does not have a view template assigned, the duplicated view will not automatically receive the default view template. This is because duplicated views are considered copies of an existing view, not newly created views. This is exactly why the View Template Applied to New Views option does not apply when we duplicate views. Now we go to an elevation and copy a level, creating a new one. The level appears in black, which tells us that no floor plan exists for it yet. To create it, we go to Plan Views, then Floor Plan, and select the new level. Here we can see that the view template is automatically applied, which confirms that our view template applied to new views setting works correctly. If needed, we can adjust the level position to get a better view. Finally, let's look at temporary view templates. This option allows us to temporarily apply a view template without permanently changing the view. We go to Temporary View Properties, choose Apply Template Properties Temporarily, and select Site Plan. The purple border indicates that the template is temporarily active. We can then try another one, such as Structural Framing Plan. Compare the views, and once we're done, click Restore View Properties to return to the original settings. And that's it. Now you can confidently apply view templates to keep all your views organized and consistent. We hope this tutorial helps you improve your Revit workflow. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more tutorials.